Hey friends, it's Steve with Real Progressives, and you know, today the Electoral College votes and will probably select Donald Trump. It is one of those crazy times a year where nothing can be anticipated. It's not like we can predict what will happen, because what has happened over and over again has been the exact opposite of what it should have been, you know? So you can never tell what's going to happen, but one thing I can tell you is happening right here, right now, and that is that, you know, the progressive movement is a scattered set of sheep right now. It's mixed up with people who actually know what they're fighting for and people who are easily led by a villain or a hero. And the villain and the hero have nothing to do with me actually getting healthcare, have nothing to do with you actually getting healthcare, have nothing to do with your kids not being in wars. And I think that it's instructive on all of us to realize that the heroes we need are each other. We need to be looking at each other to elevate this movement and not let it go away. No matter what happens with the people that are so-called leaders, no matter what happens within the Electoral College, and no matter what happens for the next 2 to 4 years, it needs to be about us solidifying and building from what we have learned, not going back, not reverting, not allowing them to change the narrative, and not allowing them to force us into a faux outrage, this fake outrage that they're demanding of us, when the reality is that, like many Trump supporters, I'm outraged that we don't have single-payer health care. Now, they're not maybe outraged about that. They're outraged about something else. But I am outraged that we don't have single-payer health care. I am outraged that we're bombing 7 countries right now around the world. I am outraged that we have student debt piling up on top of people before they ever even get their first job. I am absolutely outraged that when you talk to parents, the average parent can't coach their kids' baseball team anymore, can't be the Boy Scout leader, can't take their kids camping, can't do anything with them because they're flat out broke. I am angry and outraged that our economy is rigged. I am angry and outraged that our environment is subject to capitalism as opposed to sustainability. And so as I think to myself, why in the world can I sit there and rally around not Trump after all this time of fighting for the deeper issues, for fighting for the truth? Why in the world would I allow myself to dumb down to not Trump as enough? That is not enough. That is not progress. That is back to high school football games again, us versus them. It's important for us to win the idea war, to stop just giving up and then fighting and pointing at the guy. It's up to us to win the war of ideas. It's up to us to keep the movement united with or without specific leaders. And instead, I see far too many falling into this not my president, unprecedented, all the other things that are going on. And that's fine and great. Trump's an asshole. The whole thing's crazy, whatever. But that is not enough. It's not enough. That is not satisfying. That is not what I come to fight for. It's not. It's not. I've come to fight for a progressive revolution. And a progressive revolution requires progressive ideals and progressive values and progressive policy prescriptions. And sitting there saying not Trump is just antithetical to that. Yes, not Trump, but I need progress now. I need us uniting and fighting now. Not in 4 years, not in another 2 years, now. And this whole diversion of not Trump, that takes the eyes off the reason why the Democrats lost in the first place. If you want the Democrats to be anything more than just the status quo party, then you need to make sure they smell their own dog shit. If you want progressives to be separate from the Democratic Party, then you need them to unite outside the Democratic Party. You cannot replace one form of partisanship with another form of partisanship. You cannot form another party loyalty thing to get out of party loyalty. You've got to focus on the issues, folks. And I'm telling you right now, not Trump is not enough to keep this movement alive and well. It is not enough to keep your kids out of war, and it's not enough to keep pipelines from being built. It's not enough to get our economy unrigged and using the proper economics to back the policies that we know and love. It is not enough. It's not enough. And it only serves to make corporate Democrats look more palatable. It only serves to make unacceptable Democrats somehow or another acceptable. Not Trump is a gateway to the status quo. I am telling you right now, you can hate him, you can hate everything he stands for, but you are not gaining what you think you're gaining by taking a not Trump approach. It's not the answer. It may be part of the answer, but it is not the answer. And it requires us to remember, what was it that Bernie said? What was it that drew you to Bernie? When you saw Bernie Sanders at Liberty University, what was it about him at Liberty University that made you feel like, wow, this is the man? What was it when he spoke about democratic socialism when he was at Georgetown University that made you feel like he was the man? What was it about Jill Stein when she spray painted on that bulldozer, okay, at the Dakota Pipeline that made you feel like, yes, I can follow behind Jill? What was it about this stuff? It wasn't not Trump. It was something greater than that. Don't lose your sense of outrage and all of a sudden direct it toward hating on Trump. Hate Trump all you want, but that is not a revolution, folks. Do not confuse stupid, nonsensical cult of personality shit as a revolution. Do not confuse it. For any reason, it will not be enough. It will not be enough to unite the left. It is not enough. It is not enough. I'm telling you, we can all be united, but if all of a sudden the dullard that wants to cut spending is the loudest voice in the thing, we have not gained any progress at all. Remember this. Remember why we fight, folks. Not Trump is not progress. It may start it, but it isn't the be-all, end-all. With that, I'm Steve Grumbine. We're Real Progressives signing out. Have a great day, everybody.